Hello, my name is Jaquel Pitts. I'm in a communication course at this particular college. How you identify yourself is extremely important. I believe it's also pivotal on what you agree in, how you view yourself, and what gender do you originate from. There are individuals who associate themselves with a race. They identify themselves with a race. For example, African Americans, they may identify themselves as African Americans. For example, homosexuals, they may identify themselves as a part of the LGBT community. There are certain people who identify themselves based on race, gender, roles, education, etc. In this society, it is a society that provides us with a great amount of freedom. One of the freedoms that this society provides us is the ability to identify yourself as whatever you prefer. In this age, you have the delineation to select your identity. I believe how you view yourself and how you implement the self-concept is extremely significant. However, there must be a keen sense of emotional regulation, because how you regulate your emotions, how you control your emotions, how you project your emotions can extract and expel a perception about you. So your emotions is parallel to perception of you, which corresponds to how people identify you. Sometimes people's identities in this particular society tend to fluctuate from time to time. However, it is important to meet and reach self-actualization. Self-perception. If you view yourself as a great person, a sad person, an angry person, that is what your identity will be. Your race and your gender will attribute to your identity. Obviously, there are a variety of subgroups in this society. There are instances where people specifically identify with subcultures. So, for example, some people identify as part of honor societies, fraternities, organizations, classes, clubs. Some people identify with these subcultures. And I sincerely believe that the preservation of your self-image is important, because what your image is how people will identify you. If your image is permeated as a destructive person, people will identify you as a destructive person. There are individuals in this society who have a desire to appear a certain way. And these people who desire to appear a certain way, they have an identity. And that particular identity is associated with the image that they're attempting to project. So, for example, their character or their reputation is how people identify. Some people do not project their authentic self in society, and they only identify with the ideal self. And the ideal self is usually a specific type of person. And there are individuals in this society who have various aspirations. There are people who want to be famous. There are people who want to make it to the professional level. There are people who want to be enormous in their careers as far as the brevity of accomplishments. There are some people who primarily identify with sports. And sports in this society sometimes can epitomize people. Your life experiences are extremely important. Your life experiences can shape your identity and the perception of yourself. I believe it's critical to have a multifaceted view of yourself. There are instances when professors in the academic community will identify with their specific academic accomplishments. Some people have historically been proven to refer to themselves as philosophers. A philosopher is considered how you identify yourself. There are some intellectuals who identify with the subject of their expertise. And the subject that I'm referring to is, for example, history, biology, sociology, psychology, geology, geography, physiology, anatomy, physics, therapy, psychiatry. Those are certain subjects that there are people who specialize in those particular fields that they identify. So some people may identify themselves as a psychologist. That's how they identify themselves. I believe it's extremely critical how you view yourself. I believe you must learn on a daily basis to preserve your mind. Your emotional state will determine your identity and your ego. Your thoughts are extremely integral because you must cultivate your thoughts to image an optimistic mindset. There are aspects of identity and self-perception. And these aspects, as I've talked about before, are your race, your gender, your ethnicity, your personal identity, and the three parts of self-concept. Thank you.